Hi and welcome back to Graphics Gets Good. Today I've got another deck profile for you. This is another deck I've been playing over the past few days. Just kind of trialing things, obviously ahead of BT6. So this is like an AncientGreymon build, similar to the build I did of AncientGreymon last week, but I'll get straight into the deck profile. So for eggs, 4 of the BT5 Coromon and 1 of the Star Deck Coromon. Obviously, one thing that red can lack is draw power, so you gain that with your Coromon as long as it has a Greymon or Omnimon in name. Draw 1 when attacking, and then just for the sake of running a 5th egg, I run the Star Deck Coromon because if you have a stack of at least 5, you get a 1k DP, which you get a lot of DP boost from other things, so it's more just for the sake of having an egg, but it could come up. And then we've got the rookies. So in this list, we run 3 Flamemon, 1 of the starter deck Agumon, 4 of the Searcher Agumon from BT5, and then 4 of the Promo Agumon that gives you 2k if you're Digivolution, or if there's an inheritable if you have a Greymon in name, which in this deck you will do from your 5s and up. So I played around with this a bit. Originally I wasn't running the Flamemon because the only thing I could search either himself or the Promo Aguni, but it comes up if it's underneath the Aguni because it counts as a hybrid, so you get that extra check. So that's why I'm running him. I very rarely use him as a searcher. Only if I'm missing an Aguni one will I drop him as a searcher. If not, I'll Digivolve on top of him. But I think this list is as good as you'll get for the rookies. I'm only running 13, but to be fair, that never came up as an issue. I always managed to see a rookie, I think, by 1 round. So 13 seemed to work okay for me. And then we've got the level 4s. So obviously being an AncientGreymon deck, 4 of the Agunimon allows me to, when attacking, Digivolve into an AncientGreymon for 1 memory. Or if he's in the stack, it allows me to reduce the cost of AncientGreymon by 2, whereas a 5 cost reduced down to 3, so you can build up and build a decent stack that way. Got 3 Corgimon. Again, there's a lot that can remove 5 very easy, so I think just that extra K works. These did a treat. There was one game against Lord Knight where they couldn't do anything. It's obvious with Lord Knight they can blow pretty much anything up if they want to. 2 of the BT5 Greymon, and then 3 of the starter deck one for the security attack +1. There are a few changes I may make to this. I kept these Greymon just to have Greymon in name, so potentially search level 4 if you need it off the Agumon. They both come up, an extra check's great, or an extra 2k DP on your turn. They're both relevant in this deck, but there is a change I would make, but we'll come to that at the end. We've got the level 5s. So we've got the 1 starter deck Metal Greymon, just inheritable. When this Digimon is blocked, gain 3 memory. It never come up, but it's a nice little threat just in case. 3 of the secret rare Greymon. I used the security attack +2 once when attacking because obviously you lose 5 memory. It cleared the board, but it didn't get game for me. It's more the extra 3k DP that you're going for because it allows your Digimon to swing over things. And then we've got 4 of the BT5 Ulterior's mode. Just because if they've got some rookies on board, you can Digivolve on top of your Greymon, pop a 4k, which is nice, but also it's got the inheritable of 2k plus 2k if it's got Omnimon or Greymon in name. But the other nice thing with this is it counts as a Greymon, so you Digivolve a couple up and then go into your AncientGreymon. They trigger off his abilities, so you can gain more security attack that way as well. I wouldn't really change anything with the level 5s. I think they're pretty good. I don't think it's worth taking in like Volcanic Mon just for the plus security. You don't really need it. And then we've got the level 6s. So this again is another area where I'm playing around with. I don't think I've got it quite right yet. So we've got 4 of the Ancient Greymon. That's kind of where you want it. 4 is a great place for this. I wouldn't go any less in a deck that's building around it, because if you're investing for a Goonie, you want to go 4 Ancient Grey as well. And then 2 of the BT1 Wargreymon. Both come up. I mean, these did come up, being able to swing through security, not activating security effects and option cards, and also getting that extra check. But I think there's better choices, because the one thing this deck struggles with is blockers, and you don't really have any removal for that. So there's other options you could put here that are going to allow you to swing as well, for game a lot easier. And we'll run through the rest all together. So we've got 2 BT1 Omni, 1 Omni-1 X Antibody, Mega Digimon Fusion, 2 Delicate Plans, 2 Nokia, 1 Matantai, and then 2 Marcus. There's a little bit I'd change out of this, but it worked quite well. Having a Nokia down and then being able to Mega Digimon Fusion into Omnimon, blow up a blocker on their side, then you can attack, restand attack, is amazing. It allows you to kind of delete something on their side that you need to get rid of and go for game. X Antibody didn't come up. He has come up previously before, which is why I popped him in the deck, but I think there's a better choice instead of him. He can be really good, but he can feel a bit clunky if you don't need him at that point, but there's others that feel a lot better. Tamers, again, there's some areas of changing it, but as it stands at the moment, it worked out pretty well. I saw my Nokia as a Marcus. I didn't see the Matantai at all, and to be fair, the only reason I chucked it in is for getting that security attack from the Omnimon, but I don't think it needs it. A Delicate Plan is amazing if you've got a massive stack of Ancient Grey that's swinging at 21,000, 5 checks. You want to pop this on him just to guarantee you're not going to get killed by any options as well. And obviously Mega Digimon Fusion, I think as a one-off's great, because you don't want to see it more than that. If you get it, great. If not, you usually don't mind passing a bit of memory over, just going, oh, I need to pop something on that side. So I'll just go over the changes I'd make in this. So looking at the list, I would take out an X Antibody for Omnimon Blitz. There was a point where I would have won the game if I had him instead I had X Antibody in hand, because I'd cleared through all their security. I just needed one more attack, and next turn they killed my big stack, and then it was against Lord Knight, so they just kept chipping away things as I was building them up, so I just couldn't get that final hit. Or if I had this, I could have gone for game with it. So I think 1, maybe find a space for 2. I know it seems a lot running 4 Omni, but I think guaranteeing you have it for when you need it is a great choice. Another change is with the level 4s. So take out these 2 Greymon. The 2K's buff's nice, but not only would you search this off of Flamemon, so you could play it if you need it, it also, again, if you've got a Marcus out, allows you to go for game. Again, there was a time where if I'd had this, I could have gone for game, and this was kind of sitting there, and it just, after you get past 16, like 15k, it just seems a bit pointless. So I think swapping 2 of those in would be a great tech, just to give it a bit more consistency and a other option for game. This one's not that surprising. I would drop Matantai because it didn't do anything for me, for another Nokia. Just another option to play out Agumon for free, or even just to reduce the Digivolution cost by 1 from the Omnimon or the Greymon. I think you'd get more value out of that than this, because the other thing is this is 4 to play. You play it for 4 and you don't gain anything immediately. With a Nokia, you could play it for 3 and gain an Agumon, potentially a Search Agumon, and search off of it. Then these 2 I'll do together. So we've got Victory Ground Wargrey. I think if I had either of these 2 instead of the BT1 Wargrey, I could have won a couple of the games I lost. Just Wargreymon being able to Digivolve into him and delete a blocker is amazing, because this deck struggles with blockers. And then obviously the inheritable, when you've got an Omni on top, when you swing, kill something with 3000 DP. And then you've got Victory Greymon. Again, it can allow you to get rid of their level 5s or their blockers. You can go into it Digiburst 2, There's usually a couple of things in your stack you don't mind losing, and it can help you clear out, potentially do that Ultimate Digimon Fusion, go into BT1 Omni, then you can go for game because you've cleared the blocker. But I think you'd get a lot more play off this. This is great, but I think running the delicate plans, you kind of make these obsolete. The Security Attack +1's nice if you get when Digivolving, but I just don't think it pays enough for everything else, where taking in either one each of these or two of one of the other, finding space, because these ratios are obviously, I'm only running 11 4s, 13 3s. I could make space somewhere else. I could either completely just drop this down to a one of, because again, if you don't see it, you can kind of, you know, hope you swing through. But more than likely, I would tech in two of the War Greymon just for that on deletion of a blocker. It allows me to keep the rest of my stack as well. Where with this one, I would have to get rid of a couple of things on my stack, but I could clear something bigger. But other than that, the deck performed about as well as I thought it would. It's not a meta deck by any means, and it's definitely a lot worse than the Ancient Garuru one, but it still came out on top, and it had some really good combos that popped out of it as well. I'm not showing any clips on this episode like I did last time. I've actually clipped a couple of games from that I played from the past few days with it, and they're going to be uploaded alongside this. So there's a couple of games against a couple of different colours, just to give you a feel of how the deck does as well. But yeah, I'd love to hear any decks you're working on or any decks you would make to this deck. But other than that, this has been Gruffy Gets Good, and I hope you're getting good as well. See ya.